Welcome back, guys. Today we're here with Emily Jennery.
Hi.
Shut up.
You love it.
So Emily's been a long time client of mine.
How
And
now?
I mean, you first trained with me in 2017,
Yeah.
where you moved to Japan.
Yeah, that was just after I finished university.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we picked it back up.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about how we first met. Shall we talk about how we first met?
Okay, if you want.
What is it? You was training my twin brother Edward,
Yes.
and then I just come back from university, and I was like, oh, I'm a bit like, I went through depressive states. Not really looking after myself, eating all the junk food I want,
Yep.
like mad anxieties. And then Ed, he was like going to the gym, really getting it, and I was like, oh, I kind of want that. So he recommended you, and then ever since we've been pretty good mates.
Pretty much. It's how we started. And then you moved to Japan.
And then I moved to Japan. I think, was it 6 months after we started? Yeah, roughly about that time.
About that. And then and then we picked it back up in, I think it was November 2020.
Oh yeah, it was 2020. Yeah, I remember that.
I think that's when we picked it back up. Box, you're still living in Japan, so it's just been online ever since.
Yeah, online ever since. No flannels thrown at you.
Nah, thank God.
No.
I'm still scarred about that flannel.
No, you're not. You love it.
Yeah, it's true. Cool. So tell me. Obviously, we've just spoken about how we met, but give the people of the internet a little bit of an intro to yourself.
Introduce myself.
Who are you?
Who am I? I am the product of a Thai crazy lady and a half Irish British guy who loves to drink. They met in Thailand, made me my brother. I'm a twin. And yeah, I'm just as crazy.
That is
It or not more.
very accurate.
Yeah, it's a bit about me. Lived in England most of my life. Grew up here. Then yeah, moved to Japan for about 6 years. In Japan, I let my health and weight kind of get the better of me and my lifestyle. And that's when I got back in contact with you. We then started prepping for a photo shoot that was going to be about 2 years in making. About a year and a half, too.
It was about 2 years ago.
About 2 years, yeah. So we did like everything kind of gradually. We first started like looking at like protein, like macros, stuff like that. Got into the heavier weights, started wearing belts, started getting all the accessories. I had to bring a whole gym with me into the gym.
Very true.
Yeah, and then we did the photo shoot and I was really loving life. It was a killer, like kick ass, loved it.
Yeah.
Then went back to Japan, things went a bit shit, decided to come back to England, and now here we are.
Valid. I like it. Yeah, I think that's it's interesting, isn't it? Because
I lost 25 plus kilos as well.
yeah,
In
I think it worked out about 27 in the end.
something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that was. I think it's interesting to dive into that, right? Because people think that it just happens. That 27 kilos is about 4.5 stone.
Yeah,
If you're talking in British.
good couple of children.
Definitely a couple of kids. But it's interesting, right? Because people think that word just comes off, and they don't.
It's not instant.
It's not instant, and you have to allow for life to happen. Like,
Oh yeah, because in between that we had birthdays, Christmases.
you changed jobs, you changed flats.
Yeah, changed flats a couple times.
Yeah. So, but you know, like life happens, and it's about managing like the entire program to make sure that like you still have space for life, right? Like not.
Well, we had days where I would bank up my macros. So I put them in the bank, lock them away, so that way if the weekend came, because we planned for things, we planned for life, so then I would have banked calories that I could use for those specific days that I wanted to.
Yeah.
Like I think we were planning ahead much more than we are now. Well, I am.
Yeah. Well, I think this is interesting as well, right? Because it's that concept of planning ahead, where people just kind of. So I have this favorite saying, which is, Nick, you have to happen to life as opposed to letting life happen to you. And it's very much that. It's like planning ahead, making sure that you know what's happening ahead of time, so that things don't just come up and I know when you go, oh no, what's happening here? And I think that's,
It's so that you can still stay on the path that you created, you know?
yeah. And if you're going to deviate from the path, at least you have a contingency plan to work around. You know what I mean? Like,
I'll see my mind went somewhere else. You're like, well, if you're gonna go off the path, you go off the path.
shut you. Terrible.
That was my instant.
You're like, if you're going to throw yourself off a cliff, just do it. Just do it. Attach yourself to some rocks in the process. Terrible stuff. I'm like, get yourself a parachute. You're like, strap yourself to rocks. Bloody hell.
Make you go faster.
Terrible. Okay. So obviously you mentioned at the start that you didn't feel very happy, you're a bit depressed, a bit anxious, all of these fun days. It'd be interesting for people to know how you found that exercise helped or didn't help with that.
Definitely. So with the anxiety and things like that, the root of it was just me being unsure of myself, questioning myself, is this the right move? You know, people's emotions and stuff, like, you can't control that sort of stuff. But when I was in the gym, when I was focusing on myself, focusing on improvement, I found that those thoughts of questioning myself I didn't really have them. They disappeared. I was so focused on the progression, on the next move, on what I had to do next. There was no questioning involved, you know? Because I knew that this is what I had to do, and then that bled into everyday life. Like, I found I had more confidence and things like that. I was better at my job. Like, I would make quick decisions. Well, I'd make decisions quicker and things like, because there was no like, oh, is this the right move? Should I be doing this?
Double question.
Yeah. And other things like just my eating habits and drinking habits. So when I was dieting for the photo shoot, I think I was drinking up to about 4 liters a day. The goal.
Water.
Yeah, water. No.
Just clarifying for FIFA.
Alcohol, no.
She's 4 liters of pure ethanol.
Pure H2O. No, yeah, just water. And I found that I was really energetic for the day.
Couldn't stop going to the toilet.
At first I couldn't stop peeing, but then afterwards my body got used to it. Plus I was a teacher, so if I needed to go to the toilet, my kids can't say anything.
That's true.
Yeah, you go to the toilet, I'll go to the toilet. They tried to come with me and I was like, no, you have kids' toilet.
Yeah.
I need to go over there.
I'm out. I think, so you raise a few like really big points there, which is the fact that if you focus on improvements where you can control them, right? So like the gym is such a good gateway into that because you can physically control what you're doing and you can...
But you can physically see from the last time how you've improved or how you haven't.
Yeah, and the other thing that you do as well is you consciously and by choice put yourself in a position to suffer. Do you know what I mean? Like you choose to take on a challenge.
I would like to think it more of delayed gratification rather than suffering. But sure, we can go with your idea.
No, but what I mean is you on purpose, like you choose to put yourself in a challenging position and then see it through.
Yeah.
And
I will say, just, I don't want to interrupt you, but because of that, I became more of a risk taker in a positive way. Like, not just being reckless, but like thinking, yeah, I can do that. Let's do it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
And I think it's so important, right? Because this is something that so many people do. It's not one of the very talked about aspects of exercise. Yeah, people talk about how it bleeds into your life, but
it does though.
It does.
It
but
really does.
But what you normally get is like influencers that were basically born with a six-pack saying these things, and it's very unrelatable.
Oh yeah.
Whereas you're a normal person saying that.
Well, I'm a crazy normal person.
Facts. But you know what I mean? It's like you don't live in Malibu. You're not 6'5" tall.
I'm 5.
Blonde with like legs up to your eyeballs. Like you're a normal person.
Yeah.
So You know, the fact that you're saying that, I think it carries some weight as well.
But the crazy thing is you don't even notice until you've seen everything. Like you look at the whole picture. Like you don't even know it's happening until you think back, oh, I was like this before and now I'm not anymore. Like, yeah. Like again, like the confidence thing, it didn't just happen overnight. It was definitely a lot of hours in the gym, a lot of hours in the kitchen, just trying to get my meal prep going and stuff like that. But as I got into the routine, as it became just a part of my daily life, I saw the improvements, and then, oh yeah, it's just started coming together.
Well, it's really interesting because it's like they say, right? Fake until you make it type thing.
Mm-hmm.
You set off to do a thing, you start doing the thing, and then you have like high motivation. At one point or another, motivation is going to start to fade. It always does.
But that's when we started talking about discipline.
That's right.
When the motivation would fail,
Yeah.
we start just talking about the discipline.
And it's about putting those things in place where you can, like, into your routine. So you know you're just going to do that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to rely on motivation. Mm-hmm. You're like, well, I wake up, I go to the gym, I go to work. Or I wake up, I go to work, I go to the gym. Whichever way round.
I'll see, the way I thought about it is I'm just better than motivation, so I'll just do it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Whichever way it works. But it's creating that routine where you just get it done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then that slowly starts to change how you view yourself. And you didn't even necessarily realize this.
Yeah.
But it was before, from what you're saying, you viewed yourself as someone that was a bit more anxious, a bit more like unsure of themselves.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're like, nah, I can do stuff.
All of a sudden, I also stopped caring what other people thought of me. Yeah. Again, it wasn't an overnight thing. It was like just one day I woke up and I was like, I haven't thought about that in a while.
Yeah.
And I was trying to trace back to where Mars had that thought. I was like, I actually can't remember.
Yeah. Awesome. I love that. So when you first came to train,
Was it in person?
Well, that's what I was going to say. When you first, in both senses, in 2017,
And
in person, and then online when you're still in Japan, you didn't come to train with the idea that you were going to improve your confidence and improve your anxiety and
yeah.
So
I just was purely focusing on the number of the scale.
right.
Yeah. At that point in time. Yeah.
So that was your primary goal, right? Was physique.
Yes.
Cool. And how did you find the actual process? Because you mentioned earlier, you know, we said earlier, you lost over 25 kilos.
Yeah.
But that took about 2 years.
Yeah. And that was hard. It was a phases of training. It was different kinds. Yeah.
How did you find that process?
At the time, I found it really, really enjoyable. I really loved it because I had a goal. I had you for guidance. I had your support. We were in separate countries, but you know, you'd still, you know, be there if I had a question. You'd get back to me as soon as you could. And then our check-ins, we have really good fun in our check-ins.
Very true.
It's very good fun. It's like 15% business, and then
Just chatty shit.
but we still got business stuff.
Very true.
Yeah, and I think at that point we were very open with each other. I tell you all of my concerns, you'd like help me out, and I really, really enjoyed it because I was learning so many new things about the gym and how to get your goal or achieve your goal. It was like I didn't know about what is it, overload?
Mm-hmm. Overload, deload.
Yeah, overload, deload sessions, things like that. When I injured my knee at one point in the gym. I think I remember telling you I put the weight down and something happened.
Yeah.
And I was actually really upset that I could do any squats. I was really, really upset for a whole month. I couldn't do it. I'd be messaging you like, I want to go to the gym. You'd be like, nah, don't.
Yeah, don't aggravate it.
I actually loved the process. It was really enjoyable. Okay. Because like every day I'd see myself improving. I'd be getting that extra rep. I'd be getting my form would improve. I'd I'd lift heavier set at the gym. Like I was excited for those small milestones rather than the big picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you touch on something that's so important, which is gradual goals, right? It's like it's breaking that stuff down into manageable chunks. Because if at the very beginning, you'd gone, I want to drop 25 kilos, and that was the entire focus. All of a sudden, it's like it's such a big mountain to climb.
Yeah, it seems impossible at the time.
Whereas if we're like, okay, cool, well, that's a byproduct. We've put the program in place, that we've put the framework in place. We worded to the framework, and now your goal is to focus on each session, on each day as it comes, and making sure that you can,
As you said, ticking the boxes.
just tick the box.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important, people, well, as like I said earlier, they don't see the need for that. They just show up, do the same thing, and it just doesn't really work.
I think also as well, a lot of people, it's their first time doing it. Like the first time is always going to be the hardest because you don't know what to expect. You don't know if you're making the right moves, the correct decisions. And again, some people do it on their own, so they don't even have that guidance, or they take the wrong advice.
Well, I think this is, so you see, I have mixed feelings about social media when it comes to Lydia, because
I try not to listen.
well, when I was a teenager, what people did is they went to the park and they got drunk and they got high. Now you see a load of teenagers in the gym and they use the gym as a social space, and
Yeah, I have seen that lately.
I actually like that because it gets people in the gym when they're young. And
Yeah, but my problem with that sometimes is I'm scared they're gonna hurt themselves.
they probably will,
They will.
but they'll also learn, and they're in the environment from a young age, which means that, I'll give you an example. So I'm in my 30s. When you look at people, they're in their like mid to late 50s, 60s now. A load of them, like the entire generation and above, they haven't been to the gym. Like they don't go to the gym. I don't know, some do, right? But like as a generation, like as a broad swath of the population, they don't. Right? Does your mom go to the gym?
No, she has one of those bicycles, but she uses it as a hat, like
Hanger.
a hanger. Yeah.
Yeah, it's also from the 70s. I've seen it.
Yeah.
It's so well, but
She loves it.
does she use
She claims she uses it every morning.
No, she doesn't. Not a fit.
No, you're completely true. Like completely correct.
But so I think, and obviously we know all the benefits of older people going to the gym, and obviously women, bone density.
Yeah, actually, I had physical evidence about the bone density because at the time I was going through some medical things. So they took a bone density test just to check if everything was all right, and I was actually above average.
Yeah.
Yep, and I had a graph from the year previously, and it had improved.
Had gone up.
Yeah.
And so, that like there is like older men that go to the gym for the social aspect of it, like notoriously older men tend to be lonely and depressed. So, like there's lots of good things,
Oh, positive things. Yeah.
and I think kids getting into it younger, later on when they are
Benefit.
50s and 60s, will have a benefit. Now, the downside to that, so that's where I like the social media aspect of it all. What I don't like is the fact that you have so many quacks and grifters selling all sorts of snake oil,
Yeah, all these diet pills.
diet stuff, and just
Oh, like
Crap.
growth accessories to get your snatched waist.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
Snatched waist, like the Kardashians with the big butt.
Yeah,
Booty.
yeah. You said snatched waist. That's a human where you get your snatch.
Oh yeah, they want a sexy snatch. You took that to the gym, clearly.
Clearly, but
Does that affect the snatch? You're a trainer.
I don't have my clients doing lip curls,
Could you imagine?
vulva curls.
You've never got me doing that.
No, absolutely not.
What would Hannah say?
Terrible content. It's awful, just terrible. But there's also like, you have these people that know how to train, have trained for years, they're in fantastic shape, and they're like, do this exercise for 10 minutes every day, and then people butcher themselves because they don't have stability, they're not there.
And also, they're not checking in on their form. There's like
Precise.
they're doing it all on their own. Of course, things are going to go wrong.
And that's where the social
And again, it's not 100% their fault. It's
No.
also the people putting out the content.
Yeah, and that's where social media, for me, I think is trash. But it does get people in. So, yes. Now, in terms of looking to the future,
Yes.
projecting out,
Reaching for the stars.
reaching for the stars, where do you see yourself going with your training? Like, what's your next goal, let's say?
Well, since the photo shoot and moving back to England and starting a whole new relationship,
Yes.
I have let my health go a little bit.
Very
We have spoken about this many times.
Yes.
And you're constantly trying to tell me what to do, and then I'll say, I'll do it. And it just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
But today we've changed things.
Yeah, I mean, today you came for your first session in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while.
You're definitely going to hurt tomorrow.
Yes, I will. And it's my day off, thank goodness. I'm for me personally, I'm not looking so much as photo shoot ready. I think I would just like to get the ball rolling again, getting back into enjoying fitness, losing a couple of kilograms for my holiday, and then seeing if I would like to get like stronger, what my goals would be after them.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like it. So I think that's something we can probably
But there may be other photo shoots in the future. I'm not saying no. Just for now, I don't want to be doing it.
when they happen.
Yeah, when they happen.
But I think that's actually a really important point for us to dive into, because you did the thing, like you did lose a ton of weight,
Mm-hmm.
and then life happened.
Yep. Got a bit depressed because life.
And you have put on a little bit of weight, but you are in a relationship, and we were speaking about this a few weeks back, where you said that actually you're just happy now.
I'm just happy now.
And I think that's something that we could possibly dive into if you want to talk about it a little bit, because I think yes, as a society we're very almost physique focused, and to some degree with reason, right? Like if you're rolling down the road, probably not ideal for your health.
No,
But
wouldn't recommend.
wouldn't recommend. But
Tried it on a Monday morning. On the right.
but like a little bit of weight fluctuation happens, and it's normal. And even if that bit is a bit more than what we would personally like,
Yeah.
it's still normal that, like, when life gets busy, your priority shifts, your attention shifts away from just doing gym and food and meal prep and blah. And
Well, yeah, because my priorities, because at that time I was so locked in with our goal, because I was in my mind, all I was thinking about is, yes, of course, work, social life, other things, but also I just got to tick this box. This is all I've got to do today. And then tomorrow is another day. And then all my focus was this day, what do I need to do? Break it down into simple things. And it's not overwhelming at all. If you just keep doing it, make it a habit.
yeah.
Yep.
But it hasn't been quite like that since you've come back.
No.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Right. Where shall I start?
At the beginning, so it's really pretty good.
At the beginning.
Once upon a time.
Yeah, once upon a time I was born with my twin brother. No.
No. No, but like, you've come back from Japan.
Yes. It's been about 6, 7, 8 months.
I don't know.
I came back in May, so it's been almost a year since I've been back.
And you've got shacked up with a new boy.
Yes, my lovely sweet Harry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And since then, you found that actually you're in the sort of honeymoon period. You're very happy.
Very happy.
Very happy. And the whole gym side of things has taken a bit of a back seat, because well, you're, and I don't want to put words into your mouth, but, and so correct me if I'm wrong, but
Oh well, don't worry.
you, like you're focusing on putting some more of your attention into to this new relationship, building it out, seeing where it goes.
Yes.
Marriage and babies, Harry. But so the whole jib thing hasn't really been like primary focus.
Yeah, but as of currently, it has not.
But I think it's really important for people to see that is also okay. Like you can be happy and you can enjoy life and not feel guilty.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, Harry really doesn't make me feel guilty about anything.
But what?
Because I think that the biggest difference between my life in Japan and my life now is that I have somebody who tells me I'm beautiful, who gives me compliments, and it's so lovely to have.
And that's the thing that loving couples do to each other.
They should anyway. I recommend. Highly recommend. I preach it, you know?
Preach it, sister. But okay, cool. So, but aside from Harry telling you that you look pretty, how do you feel? Okay, how do you reconcile in your head? Let's go about it that way. How do you reconcile in your head the fact that you have physique goals?
Yes, I do.
They've taken a back seat.
Yep.
And you are in fact still happy. Like you're still confident. You're still less anxious than what you used to be.
Yes, massively.
So how do all of those things live within you?
Right.
Aside from Harry.
Well, because for me, like, I've done it. I've been there. I've lived through it. I've done it. I know I can do it. I know I can do it again. But because I started this new relationship and I've moved a whole different country, like back again, I just felt like it's okay to not do it every day, just for now. Like, I still want to keep a healthy lifestyle. I still want to do all of these things, and I would be really sad if I couldn't go to the gym ever again. Like, legitimately, I would cry on the floor, and Harry would have pick me up and be like, "It's okay, I'll buy you a treadmill." And I'm like, "Yes."
I would point love.
What? Mate! What? No. Split the table. No. Yeah, I really get a lot of joy from going to the gym, and I think so long as I'm trying to stay active, trying to go on walks, trying to, like, fitness doesn't have to be just in the gym, it's in your everyday life. It's how you choose. Like, don't take the car, go walk there, you know? Like it's just the little things. And I know I'll get back into it because I'll be legitimately sad if I could never go to the gym again. And yeah, I think this is just a little bit of a forgiveness of me, you know?
Beautiful.
Just because I know it's just temporarily.
And I think that's like, so you know me, I'm not very into the whole
Touchy feely.
yeah, it's not very me.
I love you, Bruno.
Get away from me. But
Love you, Hannah.
I love you too. But I think that's such an important point that you bring up, because you see online all these people being like, oh, self-love.
But the crazy thing is, you can preach it, but you'll never get it unless you actually get it, you know?
Yeah. And I think this is the thing, which, like, so many people online that preach that stuff are in fact so unhappy within themselves.
Oh yeah, they're just projecting what they would actually want to feel. Yeah, it's a whole, like, image. It's the theatrics of being on social media.
Yeah, 100%. And I think
that's why we get on so well, though, because we're both just so real with each other.
great. I mean, I do tell you that you're being dumb sometimes.
That's fair. That's valid.
All the time. I'm like,
Valid. There have been times I've made the wrong decision. The tub of ice cream was not needed.
sometimes. Yeah, and I think, the fact that you have done the thing, and I think this is the thing that's so important. You're like, a bit of self-forgiveness. It's like, you know you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's no stress about.
Yeah, but also, you know I can do it.
That's true.
That's not good for me if I'm like, yeah. You're like, shut up, Emma.
Come on.
Fine.
Very true. Very true.
It gives me less excuses.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm here. It's to make your life difficult.
What I pay you, Bruno.
It's true. It's very true. So, to start wrapping this up then.
Oh, we're gonna do this 40. Oh, we've been doing quite well.
I know.
It really doesn't feel like it.
Flies by when you're having fun.
Yeah.
So,
If we do 4 more hours of this.
we can do. Okay, you can come back here.
Nice.
Like every week now.
Every week.
Mind you, with the train prices these days, your bank balance won't be happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But to wrap this up, then if someone that was in a position where they are unhappy with themselves, they aren't happy with how they look, they feel a bit depressed, they feel a bit anxious, they're just not in a good place.
Yeah.
What would be your advice? Aside from obviously train with me because I'm awesome. But
Yeah, train with Bruno. He's actually a really good PT. He has a great banter. He's got to be on the same wave. Like you'll get on really well.
true.
Yeah.
But aside from that,
The banter takes up most of our training sessions. So true. But it's good because it was in the rest periods. It's fine.
it's fine.
Yeah. We get the workout done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I do.
You do.
I do. You don't do anything.
That is true.
You just can't.
I'll tell you. But on a serious note, what would you say to people?
Honestly, just take that first step, and then after that, just keep taking the next step. Like you can keep the goal in mind, but it will be overwhelming at times, and you literally just have to keep doing the next thing. Like don't think too far ahead into the future, unless of course you're planning for certain things, like situational awareness, guys. But for me, what kept me going, which actually helped me more than motivation, is to just think about the next step. Just think about that next one thing that you've got to do. Do it, think about the next thing and move on, you know? Just keep moving forward, even if it's just a millimeter, you know? Be better than yesterday.
I like it. Movement. So
And you've got this. Like, you have to have those, like, sayings in your head that keep you going, like, you've got this, I can do it. Just a mantra.
mantras.
If you have a mantra, then you can,
I like it.
give yourself power.
I like it. I think it's important, a bit of momentum. Once, like, the hardest thing to get a ball rolling
Yeah.
is going from standstill
Yeah.
to a rolling,
Yeah.
and then it rolls.
And it literally, you don't even notice, but it gets easier and easier every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, Emily January, thank you very much.
Thank you, Bruno. I've had a great time.
Good, and I'm sure we'll have you back at some point.
Hell yeah, I'll be totally down.
Yeah, nice. Cheers, Ed.
Cheers, Bruno. Oh, bye.